But if I marry this old billionaire woman, she is already in her 70s. If I marry her now, it's just a matter of few years before she die and I will inherit everything once she's gone, Kenneth said to himself as he lounged on the worn-out sofa in his cramped apartment in Lagos, sipping a bottle of Ken beer, his eyes fixed on his phone screen. He scrolled through Instagram, his feed filled with images of men in sharp suits, gold watches glinting, posing beside Range Rovers and private jets. That's the life I deserve, he thought, his lips curling into a smirk. At 25, Kenneth believed wealth was his birthright, not through sweat or skill, but through a woman with deep pockets. Why grind when a rich wife could hand him the keys to a mansion? His older brother, Emeka, who shared the apartment, was the opposite. Emeka, at 27, was training to be an electrician and worked odd jobs to keep food on the table. He swept the floor, paid the rent, and cooked jollof rice for them both. Kenneth? He barely lifted a finger. Kenneth, Emeka said one evening, stirring a pot of egusi soup, this your plan to marry rich go land you for trouble. Woman no be ATM. Kenneth rolled his eyes, sprawled across the sofa, phone still in hand. Brothers, relax. See this guy, he said, flashing an Instagram post of a man in a Gucci suit leaning against a Bentley. You think he's suffering? No. Women with money are meant to take care of men like me. Emeka sighed. You don't know his story. Maybe he's working, maybe he's got a hustle. Work? Kenneth scoffed. I no get time for that. I'm smart, not lazy. Emeka shook his head and turned back to the stove. He'd tried too many times to reason with his brother. Kenneth's best friend, Gbenga, was his enabler. Gbenga was always scheming, always chasing the next big score. Guy, I met this chick last night, Gbenga said, popping groundnuts into his mouth as they strolled through Acacia City Mall. She's loaded, drives a Lexus. I told her I got a sharp friend who needs a sugar mummy. Kenneth's eyes lit up. Gbenga, you too much. Why we go day suffer when babes with cash day everywhere? They laughed, sauntering into a boutique to try on designer shirts they couldn't afford, snapping selfies for the gram. That Friday, Kenneth and Gbenga hit a club in Victoria Island, their usual hunting ground. Fresh fades, borrowed designer shoes, and cologne so strong it announced them before they entered. They weren't there to dance, they were there to catch a big fish. In the VIP section, they spotted a group of older women, dripping in gold jewelry, their laughter carrying over the Afrobeats. One woman, tall, regal, with gray hair swept into an elegant updo, caught Kenneth's eye. Her wrist sparkled with a diamond bracelet, and her Ankara dress screamed custom-made. She's the one, Kenneth whispered to Gbenga, adjusting his fake Rolex. The woman, Mrs. Adesanya, noticed them and beckoned them over with a smile. Young men, she said, her voice smooth as palm oil, come join us. Gbenga hesitated, glancing at her age, easily in her 70s. Kenneth nudged him hard. Guy, behave. They sat, and Kenneth turned on the charm. Good evening, Ma. I'm Kenneth, and this is my guy, Gbenga. You look like royalty tonight. Mrs. Adesanya laughed, her eyes twinkling. Flattery will get you far, young man. I'm Folake Adesanya. Gbenga was quiet, scrolling his phone, clearly uninterested. Mrs. Adesanya leaned toward him. Gbenga, right? I'd love to take you out sometime. Gbenga nearly choked on his drink. Ma, I'm good, thanks. Kenneth kicked him under the table, smiling tightly. He's just shy, Ma. Mrs. Adesanya nodded graciously and stood. No worries. Enjoy your night, boys. As she walked away, Kenneth grabbed Gbenga's arm. You dey mad? That woman not jackpot. Gbenga wrinkled his nose. She old past my mama. I know fit. Old and rich, Kenneth hissed. You think she go day stress you? She just want company, and her money go flow. You know what, I go take am. Gbenga laughed. You serious? Watch me, Kenneth said, already pulling out his phone to get her number from the club's promoter. Kenneth didn't waste time. The next day, he visited Gbenga's place, bringing a bottle of Hennessy and suya. As they laughed over old stories, Gbenga stepped out to grab more drinks, leaving his phone on the table. Kenneth seized the moment, swiping through Gbenga's call log to find Mrs. Adesanya's number. He saved it to his own phone, heart racing. That night, alone in his room, Kenneth dialed. Hello? Came Mrs. Adesanya's calm voice. Good evening, Ma. This is Kenneth, From the club. Gbenga's friend. A pause. Oh, I remember you. The charming one. Kenneth grinned. I couldn't stop thinking about you, Ma. I hope you don't mind me calling. She chuckled. Bold move. I like that. Would you like to have dinner tomorrow? Ma, I'd love that, Kenneth said, already picturing the payout. Dinner turned into weekly dates. Within a month, Mrs. Adesanya gifted him a Mercedes-Benz, parked outside his apartment. Emeka was stunned. Kenneth, whose car be this? Mine, Kenneth said smugly. My woman bought it. Emeka shook his head. This your game go end in tears. Kenneth ignored him, too busy enjoying private island getaways, Rolexes, and a fat monthly allowance. He hid it all from Gbenga, wearing knockoff clothes around him and lying about his new toys. This watch? Got it cheap in Yaba, he'd say. One day, Gbenga asked, you hear from that Adesanya woman again? Kenneth shrugged. Nah, she probably moved on. Gbenga laughed. Good. Too old for me anyway. Kenneth smiled to himself. She's mine now. Kenneth's life transformed. His Instagram glowed with yacht trips to Banana Island, dinners at Sky Restaurant, and cryptic captions like Big Boy Energy. His closet brimmed with Versace, his wrist heavy with gold. Mrs. Adesanya, though elderly, doted on him, showering him with cash, properties, and stocks. One evening, on the balcony of her Lekki mansion, she turned to him. Kenneth, I have something to ask. His heart skipped. She opened a velvet box, revealing a gold ring studded with diamonds. Will you marry me? Kenneth's mind raced. Jackpot. Yes, Folake, yes, he said, hugging her. In his head, he calculated, she's 78. How long she go last? Everything go be mine soon. The wedding was quiet, just family and a planner. Kenneth kept it off social media, especially from Gbenga. But secrets don't stay buried. Gbenga ran into a mutual friend, Kemi, at a barbershop. You hear? Kemi said. Kenneth Day married that old woman from the club, Adesanya. Gbenga's jaw dropped. What? Kemi nodded. Saw him at a jeweler, picking a ring. Big wedding plans, guy. Gbenga's blood boiled. He stole her. Gbenga stormed into Kenneth's new apartment in Ikoyi, unannounced. Kenneth was lounging, sipping Remy Martin, scrolling TikTok. So this not the new you? Gbenga said, voice cold. Kenneth sat up. Gbenga, what in day happen? You tell me, Gbenga snapped. You ghost me, block my calls, and now I hear you day marry Adesanya? The woman way day call me? You thief am. Kenneth stood, defensive. You no want her. You say she too old. That no give you right to stab me for back. Gbenga yelled. You use my phone, take her number, and now you day live large? You snooze, you lose, Kenneth shot back. You too slow, guy. Gbenga's fist clenched. You snake. We be like brothers. Brothers way no share money, Kenneth sneered. You jealous, admit am. Gbenga lunged, and they grappled, knocking over a glass table. Shouts echoed as they traded blows. You thief. Gbenga roared. You loser. Kenneth screamed back. They broke apart, panting, faces bruised. I no one see you again, Gbenga spat, storming out. Kenneth wiped blood from his lip, staring at his reflection in a cracked mirror. I too close to stop now, he muttered. The first year of marriage was paradise. Kenneth jetted to Dubai, London, and Maldives, posting soft life on Instagram. Mrs. Adesanya gifted him a Banana Island penthouse, oil company shares, and gold bars. When their daughter was born, she cried with joy. Our heir, she said, kissing the baby's forehead. Kenneth smiled, thinking, everything go past to her, then to me. But on her 80th birthday, during a lavish party with Burna Boy performing, Mrs. Adesanya collapsed. Guests screamed, cameras flashed, and an ambulance rushed her away. In the hospital, she grew weaker daily. On the 5th day, she called Kenneth close. I need to tell you something, she rasped. Rest, darling, he said, patting her hand. No, listen, she insisted. 10 years ago, I lost everything, my oil business crashed, debts piled up. I went to a herbalist. He gave me wealth, but for only 8 years. When I die, it all vanishes, houses, cars, accounts, everything. Kenneth's smile froze. You joking, right? She shook her head, tears falling. I'm sorry. I thought I'd outlive it, but I fell for you and wanted love, even if brief. You lied. Kenneth shouted, yanking his hand away. I marry you for this? For nothing? I'm sorry, she whispered. He stormed out, rage blinding him. Days later, she died. Kenneth raced to the bank, check in hand, ready to cash out. The teller frowned. This account no exist, sir. What? He barked. Check again. Sir, it's empty. Maybe fraud. He stumbled out, head spinning. Next, he tried selling a property in Lekki. The buyer, a shady lawyer, handed him a check. Days later, it bounced. Then, his oil company shares? Dissolved. The penthouse? Seized by the government as disputed land. One night, he returned to the mansion to find it looted, gold, jewelry, gone. He sank to the floor, screaming, "This no fit happen." Creditors called nonstop. His phone buzzed with eviction notices. His daughter cried, hungry, as the lights cut off. With nowhere else to go, Kenneth swallowed his pride and knocked on Gbenga's door in Surulere, holding his daughter. Gbenga, he croaked, his once sharp Agbada torn. I need help. Gbenga stared, shocked. Kenneth? What'n do you? Everything gone, he whispered. Please, for my Pekin. Gbenga stepped aside, letting Kenneth in. His flat was small but neat, smelling of air freshener. Kenneth sat, cradling his daughter, shame heavy on his shoulders. You think I owe you? Gbenga asked, arms crossed. No, Kenneth said, eyes down. I mess up. I betray you. But I day beg, for my Pekin. Gbenga's face softened at the baby's whimpers. You wound me, guy. But I no go punish this Pekin for your wahala. He gestured to a laptop on a table. I day work now. Freelance graphic designer. I learn him online, no sugar mummy nonsense. I pay my bills, sleep well. Kenneth looked stunned. You? Hustle? Yes, me, Gbenga said firmly, I tire for shortcuts. You fit to start too, but you go work. Clean house, help with food, learn skill. No more runs. Kenneth nodded, tears falling. I want to. I tire for fake life. Gbenga handed him a bottle of water. Bat that Pekin first. She day smell like Oshodi market. Kenneth bathed his daughter, whispering, things go change, I swear. That night, as Gbenga worked, Kenneth watched. You look happy, he said. I am, Gbenga replied, peace pass gold. Kenneth stroked his daughter's cheek. For you, he whispered, I go build a real road.
Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.